Welcome guys, in this video, we will be taking a look at the top 10 worst weapons in PUBG Mobile. But most importantly we gotta understand how these weapons became one of the worst weapons in this game, and what exactly makes them so bad. I mean, I'm not telling you not to use these weapons, use them if you have absolutely no other choice. And maybe some of them might end up being your best weapon. So at the number 1 spot we have M249, wait, not this M249. The newly redesigned M249, which has gone through a lot of changes, which PUBG developers calls it as optimization, but it's more like a de-optimization. Anyway, the M249 used to be one of the best weapons in this game, but now after the redesign, or so-called optimization, it now became the worst weapon in this game right now. Every time I fight against an M249 player, I would most likely win. Even if they have an advantage, I'd still win, because the new M249 is so bad. Most of the weapons like M4 AKM barrel and even the Scar L outperforms M249 in terms of performance. Anyway, this weapon is better than most of the other weapons in this list, but the reason why it is at number 1 is because it's an airdrop only weapon, so it should be better than other weapons, but it's not. Let's just say you are looting an airdrop and then you find this weapon. Few people who know that it's not as powerful as before will not pick it up. But most people don't know that, so they will pick it up, and when they use it, they most likely end up dying because it's not powerful as before. And if you want to know more about M249, I made an entire video by comparing old M249 versus the new one, so check that out, link is in description. So at the number 2 spot, we have none other than the sawed-off. Is it a pistol or a shotgun? We never know, but it could be both. So this weapon is only available on Miramar. Good thing it's not on every map, because it's not powerful as the other shotguns or reliable as other pistols. Sawed-off is a double-barrel shotgun pistol. Will it do the same damage as shotgun? Not really. It deals way less damage, around 40 to 50% less damage than a normal shotgun, and its range is not that great either. And it comes with only 2 rounds per magazine, so in order to kill your opponent you need to hit your 2 shots perfectly. Otherwise, if you miss at least 1 shot, you're basically screwed up because it takes 4 seconds to reload. So getting a kill with this weapon is kinda like a big achievement in classic matches. Anyway, at the number 3 spot, we have stun grenades, or flash grenades depending on what you call it, but it's the most useless thing I ever saw. It's more like a prank weapon that mostly used for pranking teammates by blinding them or trolling them, and if you try to use it on your opponent, you never know if you successfully blinded your opponent or not. You won't able to know unless you go very close, and its range is very poor. It can only blind your enemies for a couple of seconds. So it's basically a useless weapon for most of the players. I'm not telling you not to use this or carry this. It has its own purpose, and that is to stun your enemies, and it rarely happens. Anyway, moving on to the number 4 spot, we have R45 revolver, another Miramar exclusive weapon, so it replaces the normal revolver that you usually find in a Wrangle map. So the R45 uses .45 ammunition, whereas the normal revolver uses 7.62. But however, both revolvers deals the same amount of damage, so what makes the R45 one of the worst weapon? Well, it's the rate of fire. If you try to fire R45 rapidly and compare it to the normal revolver, you would notice that R45 shoots really slowly, and when using pistol, rapid tapping is what most people do. And remember that R45 has only 6 rounds, while normal revolver has 7, yet the normal one shoots faster overall. Anyway, moving on to the number 5 spot, we have crossbow. So let me ask you one small question. What exactly is a crossbow? Is it a sniper rifle or what? I have no idea what kind of weapon it is. So I'm gonna put the crossbow into a new weapon category called as the joke weapons. But don't think that crossbow is a bad weapon or a useless weapon. If you use it in the right way, it can be really powerful. I think by now most of you already know that crossbow can kill a level 3 helmet in just a single headshot, just like AWM. So the crossbow can be one of the best weapons in this game, but also it can end up being one of the worst weapons in this game. Nobody truly understands what is the purpose of crossbow, but as far as I know, the crossbow is the most silent weapon in this game. Anyway, moving on to the number 6 spot, we have M16A4, a semi-automatic assault rifle, or in other words, burst fire assault rifle. Most of you hate this weapon because it's a burst fire weapon. It requires you to tap the fire button as fast as you can, but tapping in close range is extremely difficult thing to do, and everyone hates using this gun because of that. And you totally have to depend on your luck to use this weapon. Around 1.5 years ago, I used to use M16A4 instead of M416 to truly understand what's its purpose, and I actually understood that M16A4 is a great weapon for mid-range spraying. I learned how to use continuous burst fire method, which is currently patched or doesn't work anymore. It was really fun killing players with M16A4, makes me look like a hacker, but the problem with this weapon is tapping. As I said, tapping is extremely difficult thing to do, especially in mobile, however in PCs it's a easy thing to do. So least number of players prefers to use this, but only until they find a proper weapon like M4 or Scar L, something like that. But after the patch update, it made the M16A4 even worse by adding some delay between each burst, so it can no longer do continuous burst fire. Here is a fun thing to know, M16 used to shoot faster than M416, but now it's not the same thing. Anyway, moving on to the number 7 spot, we have another burst fire weapon, the MK47 Mutant. If you're lucky, you might end up getting some kills with this weapon. In my opinion, Mutant is slightly a better weapon than M16 because it deals more damage and it still has the ability to rapid fire by tapping quickly. So all these things makes Mutant a bit more reliable when it comes to close range fights, but however, people hate using burst fire weapons since they all depend on your luck. Now moving on to the number 8 spot, we have Winchester. Somehow it kinda falls under the bolt-action sniper rifle category, and it has the lowest damage among all the snipers. It also used to be a joke weapon, but after PUBG added a scope, it kinda became better than before, but still it has the low damage output. It requires 2 to 3 headshots or 3 to 4 body shot to kill your opponent if they are using decent armor. And you could totally use the Win94. It's not bad as before, it has gone through few changes that made it better, that's why it's at number 8, so it's usable weapon, but only for early games, later it's pointless of using it. Now to the number 9 spot, we have VSS. It's a suppressed sniper rifle with permanent 4x scope attached to it. It actually falls under DMR category. Most people say VSS is very underrated weapon. In my opinion, no. It's not, because it has few major problems and one of them is its mag size. It comes with 10 rounds by default and 20 when using extended mag, so 10 rounds combined with low damage output is gonna be extremely challenging to kill your opponents. But also its bullets will travel 3 times slower than most of the other DMRs, so the bullet drop will be crazy on this weapon. So these are the reason why VSS is at number 9th place. I mean, if PUBG tries to fix by increasing its damage, but that's not going to happen because it has acceptable damage as it uses 9mm ammo, and fixing the bullet drop is also not possible because it uses 9mm ammo, so only if VSS comes with 20 rounds by default and 30 when using extended, then it would definitely be an underrated weapon. Now moving on to the number 10 spot, we have AUG-A3. Yes, I know most of you are like, how can this gun end up in this list? Let me explain. So AUG-A3 is an airdrop only weapon, so it's supposed to be a better weapon than M416, but it's not. M4 and AUG have almost identical performances. Sometimes AUG does better, sometimes M4 does it better, so AUG-A3 is definitely not a better version of M416, whereas other airdrop weapons like Groza, which is a better version of AKM and Barrel, and MK14 is a better version of all DMRs, and AWM is a better version of all other sniper rifles. Now I hope you understand why I put AUG on this list. It's an almost powerful as an M4, but obviously not a better version of M4 for sure. It could have been better, but it's not, and this is the reason why AUG is on this list. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more upcoming videos like these. Enjoy my bot gameplay. See you guys in the next one.
Sun beats down on a town a couple miles away from you. Switch on my telephone. At times my words aren't right.